before we like talk about our topic today, one of the things in English courses is that, okay, you read a story and you talk about it in terms of its elements, right? The same thing with a novel. You read a poetry, you discuss the poetry in terms of its literary devices, right? Meters, I don't know, different literary devices, metaphor, simile, hyperbole, different things. The same thing is true for a play, for a drama. But when we want to give a more in-depth analysis of a story or of a novel, we need some methods, right? We need some techniques. I know that when you were writing the very first assignment I assigned you with, you were like, okay, what should I write about? Or how should I write about? Okay, there was only one topic you needed to discuss. But when you want to like do it more, you want to go deep into the story and like, let's say, decipher the hidden meanings, you need some literary theories to like use them as techniques. Okay, we have different literary theories and the techniques to analyze a work of fiction. Sometimes we'll look at a work, for example, through psychoanalytic criticism. Another time we look at the work through, for example, a theory called reader response theory, which basically is about you as readers, how you interact with the text, how the text reminds you of your memories or your life experiences. We have different kinds of them, okay? But for today, I have decided to look at Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic criticism or psychoanalysis. So is any one of you familiar with Freud and his theories? Or you've heard of his name at least?
No.
It's okay. It's absolutely fine.
Could you please repeat the question?
Of course I can. Are you familiar with Freud and his theories?
Not at all.
Alina, what about you?
No.
Okay, good. It's actually great. So we're going to have a discussion from the very beginning. So let's see who Freud was and what he said. Okay. Yeah, what's with the animation? Okay, it took long. So, as I told you, we need some theories to know about and then apply them to the story. So, starting with one of them, which is called psychoanalytic criticism, and the pioneer of this actually theory was a psychiatrist called Sigmund Freud. His theory was basically called psychoanalysis. And what psychoanalysis meant, and it means, it's a method of treating emotional and psychological problems when you ask the patient to talk about their problems, specifically about their childhood experiences or their dreams. They keep talking, and the doctor tries to find out the real problem. The person is having sleeping disorders. The person is having anxiety, right? They're always stressed out. They bite their nails. They have something wrong in their psyche. So,
like a psychiatrist.
That's what they do, exactly. So the method that the psychiatrists do is called psychoanalysis. They ask them to talk freely, right? And then they try to find out their problem. So what does it have to do with literature? So it's the same thing. You apply the same methods of interpretation to a work of literature, like a story, and you find out the hidden, not meaning necessarily, but how this actually story or novel would work. But first, we're going to talk about psychoanalytic criticism and psychoanalysis. Then we're going to move on to the literature part about it. So, what does this, let's say, method try to do? It tries to explain how something happened or why something happened. And by something, I mean something that a human did, like human actions, actually. So you're looking for the reasons and the ways of human actions, okay? If I'm teaching literature this way, why is it like that? That another teacher teaches it somehow differently, right? This is what psychoanalytic people or psychoanalytics are looking for, like how different human actions are and what is the reason for them. One writer's writing style is absolutely different from the other one. You read Catherine Mansfield, The Doll's House, you read James Joyce, and you also read Edgar Allan Poe. Were they at all similar to one another or no?
Their writing style was totally different. Their
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
way of expressing things
Mm-hmm.
was also different as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Yeah. Not only is it because that they belong to different time, but they have different writing styles. Yeah. Catherine Mansfield and Edgar Allan Poe, they were both American writers around the same time, a little bit like maybe 50, 60 years in between, but then again around the same time. But why do they differ so very much? This is what psychoanalytics are looking for, like why and how human actions actually work.